So guys, welcome to Ireland.
Thank
Andrew,
you.
Lindsey. So congratulations on Finding Dory. It's
you.
absolutely brilliant.
Oh,
I have to say,
great.
I didn't think it was possible, but I actually prefer it over Finding Nemo.
Really?
You don't have to, but that's nice.
We'll take
take
that. We'll take that.
So what's it like coming back to worlds like Finding Dory? Because Pixar, you don't do sequels often, but when you do, they're amazing in that. So what's it like revisiting the world?
It's always a kind of fun and a thrill, like a class reunion for about the first 6 months.
Yeah.
Not only with the actual world and characters, but with often the people behind the scenes that you're making the movie with, and then that goes away and never comes back again. and for the next 3 years,
It feels just like an original film, but
it's
I
just
mean,
as hard.
what's nice is that you have a lot of experts who feel like they know those characters really well, so that when we're doing testing for the characters to try to remind ourselves kind of how do they move, how do they act, how do they talk, and that you have a lot of people kind of as good bellwethers to say that doesn't feel right, or I feel like she did it differently before we did it. She was quite, so it kind of helps in terms of really honing back in. You've got a lot of people who can kind of help with that, and then all the new characters and all the new storylines start to feel just as difficult as ever.
And you've got, like you said, you have new characters. You have Frank, you have Destiny, and you have the parents of Dory. What was it like bringing Eugene Levy, Diane Keaton, Ty Burrell, Ed O'Neill, and Caitlin Olsen into it? Because they're such comedic talents. It was a difficult kind of bring them in.
It was a wish list of people that I've been wanting to work with that I admire so much. You can tell the television we watch, Modern Family, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, The Wire, and we kind of had to pinch ourselves because everybody was our first choice, and that's a benefit you get for getting to call for wanting to cast a sequel to a very popular movie, and people return your phone calls. So it was a joy, and every one of them was the consummate professional and the nicest person.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes from different places. I mean, sometimes we knew Ellen's parents. Just if we were like the dream casting for Ellen's parents, or like Eugene Levy and Diane Keaton. Yeah. Like period. Like it was like everybody was like yes, Dory feels like she comes from those two people. And then for Ed O'Neill and Ty, because of Modern Family, they're dynamic together, and just we can hear their voices and how they sound together, and that was like so easy. Yeah. And then for Caitlin, we knew she was going to be this huge whale shark, so we wanted a voice that kind of had that power behind it.
But sweetness at the same time.
Sweetness.
Just this gentle, sweet giant.
And she, I don't know if you've ever seen Caitlin Olsen in person, is like this big. And so the fact that she's got this voice that's like, oh, she can it's amazing. Yeah. So.
And so what was it like just getting back with Ellen and that, and just kind of refining the character once again for this new story, and kind of choosing this story for Dory?
The funny thing, just working with her was a big mystery because her life changed 100%. From when she Finding Nemo came out, she started her talk show, and then she went on to become Queen of the World.
Yeah, she runs the world.
And so I thought, if she changed, that must, and what's it going to be like when we record with her? Because I worked with her for 3 years when nobody was paying attention to her on Finding Nemo. She came to the same recording studio with the same engineers, the same crew of us, and she walked in, drove herself, and it was like, we both looked a little older, but it was as if we were picking up right where we had left off, and it was fantastic. That's when I knew it was all going to be good.
And it was the best, again, as the things you count on. I mean, there is Dory, Ellen is Dory, and it's not on the page, it's the way she delivers lines. I mean, the way she just has a charm in her voice, the way she just performs those pages in a way, and it's really hard to tell when you're just looking at the script page whether or not you've got it right until you get it to Ellen, and then you listen to her read it, and right away, does that sound like Dory or not? Because her delivery is so unique that it was a great way to kind of vet whether or not we were in the right airspace.
And when deciding on the story, because it's been a while since Finding Nemo, did you maybe take inspiration from your own lives, from maybe your children, family, friends? Was there anything that maybe you thought, you know, you saw in your own lives that maybe you could inject into this?
Nothing like directly. I mean, but these movies take 4 years to make. So I mean, we had an interesting one on this. Is that the first movie was born of an issue I had of being a father and being fearful. But the second one, Dory, was already made and already existed. It was more exploring a person and almost putting them on the therapy couch and just trying to figure them out and figure out what they needed. But as you start to do that and start to develop the story, you're going for a truth, hopefully, that everybody can relate to. And then all the people you work with start bringing in their personal experiences and stories and stuff. And there's a lot of exchange back and forth going on for like 3 or 4 years. And it all makes its way into the film.
And you know, you've both been a part of so many great films, Ratatouille, Hercules.
Wow, yes.
Nice pull.
Yes, thank you,
Go back,
thank you.
Hercules.
I do my research, don't you
Nice.
worry. You know, if you could choose one of those who maybe haven't had a sequel in a while to revisit,
Oh,
could you pick one? If you could pick all of them.
that's a good question. I don't know. I think, you know, it's so hard because the one I think that we all were hoping was going to happen and is happening was The Incredibles.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not ours, but Brad's doing it, so that's exciting. I think, you know, for me, like, I love Wall-E, and you know, it does have an ending that is very kind of satisfying,
Yeah.
but also the end is the beginning of an entirely new chapter in some ways, and so there is something there probably. I just love that character, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And what about you, Andrew?
Andrew?
You were very quiet there.
You were.
Is there too many films?
No, I think the irony is that I've only planned to do a sequel once, and that was to do a Carter trilogy, and then that got sort of nixed. So I feel like
That would've been
then
amazing.
maybe I should stay the way I've with all the other films and never
Yeah.
plan for a sequel, because I never thought I was coming back here. And
We're excited
here we
about the
are.
next Star Wars, if that counts.
exactly.
Yes, very much so. So guys, you know, going forward with Finding Dory and that, would there be a plan for a third one, kind of just seeing how they all are now as a family unit?
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? I've learned to never say never anymore. I think we need a break, though. I mean, it takes
Yeah.
4 years to make
Yeah.
these films, so that's
I
that's
think
a
it's
chunk
only
of time.
it's only going to be if Andrew wakes up in the middle of the night some way down the line and goes, I'm really worried about. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
Like
Some kind of
it's
fever-
gonna
some
have
kind
to
of
come
fever
from a
dream.
place of like fever dream, exactly.
Exactly.
And so we'll end on this. What is the most important thing for you, guys, when you are making a Disney film, a Pixar film? What is the most important thing that you think one of your films needs?
I think truth. I
Yeah.
think you hit on it
Yeah.
before, which is just
right.
trying to figure it out. Like what are we trying to say, and is it something that is truthful in the sense that it's fundamental. It's something that everybody can kind of relate to. And for Andrew, I know that always tends to be something internal. You know, other films make it an external thing or a challenge. You know, a more traditional kind of villain or something you're fighting. I think there's always, for your films, and why I've enjoyed working on them, is that those tend to be much more internal kind of struggles, and those therefore tend to be pretty truthful or universal. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
What
Guys,
she said.
thank you very much.
Thank
Guys,
you.
thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.